And welcome back to the American Dream. I want to introduce back again Nina Benoit. She is a top 20 realtor for RE/MAX in Texas. Nina, great to see you.
It's great to be back.
So Nina, it looks like you have a special guest joining us today. Would you like to do the introduction?
Yes, when I'm working with a lot of buyers and sellers and living out here in Texas, the topic of roofs come up a lot. We have a lot of hailstorms down here, so our roofs become really important to us. So I thought I would bring on Neil Martin from Tarrant Roofing. I've been working with Neil for over 5 years. He's really an expert in the field and really knowledgeable to share some helpful information with us.
Thank you for the invitation, guys. Appreciate that.
So Neil, maybe you could start with telling us what are some of the major roofing systems that we see on a lot of the homes out here.
Absolutely. So your three basic components are composition roofing, which has various degrees and styles, and then you have metal roofing, which also has varying degrees and styles, and then you have some variation of slate, and then a composite slate. So those are your basic three roofing types, and then you have varying degrees and grades within those segments.
So what is the typical life expectancy then of each of those different roofing styles?
Very good question. So you have, again, varying degrees within those systems. You would have like a low end on a shingle would be like 20 years, and then a higher end could be up to 50. Standing seam metal can last 50 years. Tile, slate, life expectancy on that is easily 50 years.
And I know I get a lot of homeowners who sometimes ask, what's the typical cost to replace your roof? Because, we run into that a lot down here.
Absolutely. That's a really good question. So in the state of Texas, and obviously there's going to be some variation across the country, in the state of Texas, an average roof is about 45 to 50 squares, and a typical pitch is 812. So for a roof of that size, you're looking at about $12,000.
So a homeowner, though, can also file their claim through an insurance company. Isn't that correct?
That is correct. Absolutely, yes. And a good contractor will know how to help a homeowner navigate through that. It's actually a relatively confusing process, especially if someone has never been through it before. So you really want to make sure you find someone that can help you navigate through that scenario.
And then, because we get a lot of hailstorms that we get throughout the year, when would you suggest would be the best time to actually go ahead and replace your roof if it needs replacing?
Yeah, that's another good question that comes up a lot. With a composition roof, you have layers that's how the shingle is constructed. You'll have a bottom layer of asphalt, and then you have a mat, which is generally a fiberglass, and then you will have another layer of asphalt, and then you have a crushed dyed rock aggregate granule on top. In the summertime, the heat makes the asphalt very warm, and so when people are walking on it, especially on a steeper pitch, what'll happen is it'll peel the granules off, and you'll get what we call footfall or foot traffic, and it diminishes the lifespan of the shingles. So you want to try to stay away from installing a roof, especially on a real steep pitch in the hot summer months. Probably your best time to put on a composition roof would be in the fall or in the spring. With other roofing systems, it's less critical in timing because they don't have the asphalt that overheats.
Okay.
So how do you...
And then...
Sorry, go ahead, Nina.
No, I was going to just ask, a lot of times over here after a hailstorm, we get a lot of people knocking our door and a lot of flyers and people telling us, they're the best roofing contractor out there. How does a homeowner actually choose a good, reputable roofing company?
That is probably the best question of the day right there. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're dealing with a company that has been in business for a long time. You want some stability and some length of service. Get some referrals. Talk to other people that have used them. Check out the BBB, Angie's List, Yelp, whatever your favorite social media aspect is, wherever you normally go to look up things before you make a major purchase. This is the biggest investment you make in your life. You want to make sure that you have somebody on your roof that you can trust, that knows what they're doing. So make sure you look for those things, talk to other people, ask for references. And another really, really key point is to make sure that you educate yourself in this and make sure that they're pulling a permit. Almost every city does require a permit, and you can always call the city and ask them if they do require it. There are a very few that don't, but most do. Make sure they're pulling a permit, because that means somebody else is going to be inspecting that roof besides that roofer who did the work to make sure that their work is up to spec.
But Neil, I just want to ask you one other question here. Homeowners typically are not roofing experts. They don't really know what to look for. How do we know when a roof should be replaced or even repaired?
That's a very good question too. And I'm going to kind of tie that back to the previous question when you asked about how to find a good contractor. having the right person on your roof, they can identify when a roof needs to be replaced or when it just needs to be repaired, whether that replacement is based on storm-related damages or if it's just wear and tear and age.
Okay, great. Fantastic information. Nina and Neil, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.